Odd. Hi YouTube, you didn't miss much actually, but go watch the original video, first 7.5 minutes, and then come back, because I forgot to hit record! Because I am a stupid poo-poo idiot head. Now, why do I keep reversing it? I am a stupid idiot poo-poo head. There we go, that's better.
Down payment. And I can't afford a big flashy new car because I work at Mrbeast. So I couldn't get anything I couldn't afford the taxes on. I couldn't get anything I couldn't afford the insurance on. So I do my part of the video and I get a mom van that I could afford. And Jimmy was like, why didn't you get a cooler car? I was like, I can't afford that, bro. Come on, what are you talking about? You know, if I was working on a TV show in the 90s on a show that was a quarter as successful, I could retire today. But now I make dog shit pay, making gajillionaires more money. And
that's pretty much how the economy works nowadays. Like it's fucked up. I hate it. We need a good middle ground between capitalism and communism. Like, capitalism, it's good. Or it used to be good. But now it's just, work until you die so that you make the billionaires even more money that they don't need. Like, I want the money! I want to work for money for me, not billionaires!
Just walked into the writer's room, and that's one of the reasons why I left. Was because I just walked in there and asked for, not necessarily a gajillion dollars, but maybe a salary that was more proportional to the work I was doing, given how much revenue that work was doing. And then, you know, I talked about that, and I talked about the Writers Guild and how this is what the Writers Guild industry standard is for the streaming internet content with ads. I thought that was the closest thing to YouTube, and I didn't even bring up residuals, because oh my god, if I got residuals for every video I worked on, boy howdy, I could retire. But yeah, the other thing I talked about was there was another writer there, older comic, black guy. He had a kid, and I got paid more than him, and I thought that was wild because he was older than me, had a child. We're doing the exact same job, and I'm some 20-year-old fuckhead white guy. Why am I getting paid more than him? I brought that up, and one of the things I didn't like about the way some of the V stuff shook out was.
Damn. I feel really bad for this guy.
Yeah, I was talking to this other writer, like, it's fucked up, you know, that's how the pay is, and I want you to get paid more, you know, because you deserve to get paid more. You know, I don't have a kid. And he didn't want to rock the boat. He desperately didn't want to rock the boat. He's just, I like my job. I like, you know, because when you grow up with, you know, nothing, not to say that he did, but I know I did, you know. You get a little something, you don't want to lose it. So he didn't want to rock the boat. But he said, hey man, if that's how you feel, you know, like if that's like, I trust you. He stood with me. He went to that meeting with me. And I said my piece and he backed me up. And I said, I need X, Y, Z or I'm out of here. And they said, bet. And they gave me a severance check the next day. And they gave him a severance check the next day. And if I knew he was going to lose his job too, I wouldn't have done it.
Damn. I don't have any words. This is fucked up, and we're only a fifth of the way through the video at this point. Oh god, it's gonna get worse, isn't it?
Me, I was over the moon. I was like, you're gonna give me a check and I get to leave? Yeah, I don't get to deal with the yeah. How many Orbeez can I fit up my asshole every day?
Whoa, hey, yo!
Go home and you're gonna pay me to leave. I was over the moon. And he was devastated. He did not want. I said he just wanted to be in the room, you know? And I really regret that. But, you know, me and him are really still tight. We're still.
I was about to say, I hope they're still at least friends. I hope he doesn't hold that against him.
Good friends.
Okay, you know, good.
Yeah, he's doing good. He's a good guy. I love that guy. He's doing good. Yeah. So maybe you'll feel better? Honestly, best thing I could have done for him. He's a very, very far removed from all this crazy shit, I guess.
Do you
Yeah.
think Jimmy really enjoys doing good and helping people?
No, I don't think he enjoys it. I think he does it for the money. He does it for his image. He does it for the ad revenue. And he couldn't give less of a rat's ass if anything happened to the people he quote-unquote helps.
I think Jimmy wants to be the best YouTuber.
Yeah.
I think he is laser focused on one goal. And I think whatever he has to do to achieve that goal, he'll do. And I think it was the smartest decision for him that he calculated, because he's very good with numbers. If I donate to charity, people can't say I'm shitty. If I give this homeless guy 10K, what do you mean I'm a bad guy? But I've always thought, if you're going to do something nice for somebody and you stick a camera in their face while you do it, then you didn't do a nice thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, didn't Hitler win a Nobel Peace Prize before before all the stuff came out about him, being the leader of the Nazis? I know that's, like, a wild comparison to make. Like, this is a billionaire, financially abusing people versus literally Hitler. Like, I know that's, like, a wild comparison to make, but, like, it's kind of similar. Like, they were both like, oh, we did good things. We can't possibly be bad people, right? Proceeds to prove that they're a bad person.
Thing for somebody. You gained something. There was a homeless guy on the street, and you saw an opportunity for yourself and your image.
Yeah, exactly. That's basically what I said.
You gave one guy $10,000 who needed it to eat, and now the revenue you generated from that video is way more than what you gave. I think when he's generous on camera, it's the least authentic thing in the world. There's an element of, oh, hey, you're crying. That's so good for camera. I'm so glad if you're crying because you're so thankful that you got XYZ, and then you go, oh, I'm so glad he needed it that bad so I could come in and, can you cry more? Oh, it's so good for the camera if you could. Oh, it made me uncomfortable when I was working there.
Holy fuck.
And I didn't like it, and I vocalized it sometimes, and I think that's why I wasn't on camera as much as they said.
Oh, Jesus.
At one point that I was going to be like fourth banana, it was going to be Jimmy, Chris, Chandler, me, and then that never happened. I remember talking about...
Unrelated tangent, I was wondering why Randy Feltface's new tour is called First Banana. Is that like a phrase that I never knew about?
They're like, hey, I thought my contract said XYZ. And then I got the severance checks. So, whatever, all that regard.
So after your severance checks, how was your relationship with the company? I know you appeared in videos after that, right?
Right. So in videos where I was appearing in later, that's why you keep nice publicly. If you're nice in public, hey, Jake was nice in public. Let's have him back for something. Yeah, sure. So I was hoping they call back. And I appeared in some videos after I left. I think one of them was 3 days in a maximum security prison. If I did do mini challenges in that, I got paid. I was clocked in with a rate, and I would get paid and compensated for those. But there was one video I was in. I got paid a lot for it, but it didn't come out. It didn't come out because it didn't go well.
Oh, we're getting into the crazy stuff now, aren't we?
There was a video that came out probably like a year ago, something like that. It got a lot of hot water when it came out. It was the surviving like $10,000 every day you survive in solitary, or surviving solitary for whatever. It was one of those solitary confinement videos that got a lot of media attention because everybody saw the premise and thought, what? You shouldn't do that. And people don't know that was the second attempt.
Oh fuck. Let me guess, you were in the first one?
The first attempt was on me.
Yep. Oh, god damn it. Oh, this is going to be so fucked up, isn't it? I I just noticed there's like a tiny pair of shoes hanging on my wall. Like, really tiny. Like, shoes the size of my hands.
And it didn't go well.
Shoes smaller than my hands, even. Didn't go well, huh?
I was already
I bet.
Moving to New York, and I had worked at a couple of YouTube companies after Beast, and I had a little bit of change in my pocket. You know, the most change I had in my pocket ever. You know, small potatoes, you know, compared to Beast bullshit. But you know, I thought I had enough to move to New York or whatever. And I get a call from somebody over there, and they go, "Hey, they want you for a video." I was like, "Oh, amazing, great, cool, thank God." What's the video? And they tell me the pitch. And they try to make the pitch sound like it's going to be like a walk in the park. The pitch is 100 days in solitary confinement.
100 fucking days? Excuse me? That can't be legal.
But don't worry, like, you only have to last like 30.
That's too much! 30 is too much! What do you mean 100?
Have like a video. They're pitching it like at first it's gonna be like a luxury vacation. You're gonna have like a hot tub and an ice cream machine, and like part of the video is gonna be you deciding like what items am I gonna get rid of, you know, today, and it's like the choice. They were like, it's only gonna be bad for me to last like 5 days tops when you have like nothing left. You're the first. It's gonna be like a breeze for most of it, and by the end of it, after 30 days, you're gonna get $300,000 because it's $10,000 a day, and I don't know, man. I grew up poor in North Carolina. I said, excuse me? I'll dance for you if you put that kind of money in my face, sure. They were like, you're going to be locked in this room, and we got to make sure you're on all the time. We're going to have cameras on you all the time, and you're perfect for this because you never shut the fuck up. On paper, I was like, okay, I can do this. And they always...
I'm not laughing about the situation. I'm laughing because I'm uncomfortable.
They always cut me out of the videos. They always, and I was, editors have told me that it's because you have too much of a personality. And so with this video, I thought, this is perfect. It's a video they can't cut me out of. I'm the guy. And so I thought, well, if I have to do this, if I have to do solitary confinement in order to do the things I want to do, then I will do that. That I held my tongue and I swallowed my pride and I tried to do one last ride. And I get there. And at first it's fine. And I mean, they had just freshly painted the set. You could smell it, you know?
Oh, paint fumes. Yeah, the caption, which that's probably not good. Yeah.
Which that's probably not good, you know, the smell of fresh paint in your surroundings for the next XYZ time.
Yeah, just getting high on paint fumes for 30 days. That's fine. Fuck.
It looked good on the visual. It looks good on camera. You know, it's movie magic bullshit. It was a terrible facility. I mean, it was in one of the studios. They had to like get like a separate like tank for, you know, septic stuff. Yeah, there was a hot tub in it. Yeah, there was an ice cream machine. Like, things were cool and funny on paper. But when you think about stuff, a hot tub that's not connected to a filtration system, give it 3 days, it's gonna stink. You know, if there's not...
Yeah.
Not like a hot water mechanism, so the hot tub was a lukewarm tub at best, which was a silly complaint, but the shower was always cold, and you're taking like a quick shower, and I had cameras 24/7 on me, and the ice cream machine, let's talk about that for a second. The ice cream machine has 2 modes, on, and off, reeking of smelly dairy, mildew. Like,
oh, God.
Choose which sense was assaulted at a time.
Oh, no.
I couldn't have all of them good. So the little things started to build up. You know, there was like the bug thing wasn't like terrible, but it was a factor. And like at first it was fine, you know, and you're playing it up like, because you know it's a video, and it got to a point where like they weren't turning the lights off. You know, I asked them, I said, can we like have like nighttime hours? You know, and they said no, because it would fuck up the time-lapse shots. The time-lapse of what? Me sleeping? Or me not sleeping? Yeah, I saw in other videos they did like, oh, you're gonna get XYZ hours of sunlight. Oh, great! Want to know how they figured that one out? I didn't have it. You know, one of the things was you got to take away your clock, so you didn't know what time it was. Okay, I got no access to sun. I got no access to clock. I don't know, like, the lights are on me all the time. I wasn't sleeping. I could not sleep, and I have insomnia problems now. But they might have started there.
I'm sorry for not talking, but what the actual fuck is wrong with this person? Not Jake Weddle, Jimmy. What the hell is wrong with Mrbeast? Jesus Christ.
I had good people looking out for me. I had a lot of good people looking out for me saying, this, we gotta stop.
Yeah.
I just wanted to turn the lights off. And I'm vocalizing to people, I wish the lights would turn off. And I go up to my friend, my good friend. And I go, they're not turning the lights off. He goes, what? That's a war crime. We're not allowed to do that to terrorists.
The United Nations considers sleep deprivation to be a form of torture and a war crime under the Geneva Convention and the UN Torture Convention. The title's accurate! Mrbeast is a fucking war criminal! What the hell? The UN defines torture as any physical or mental pain or suffering, and sleep deprivation can cause serious physical and mental harm. It's also prohibited by international laws, a cruel, inhuman, or degrading treatment of detainees. Jesus!
Oh, good. 24 hours breaking the Geneva Convention, I guess, is what we're doing.
Not 24 hours, 30 fucking days. 7,200 hours.
You know, they're giving me, melatonin,
Or 720 hours. I don't know, I can't fucking count. I think it's 720 hours.
It's not helping, And then Jimmy would come in, like, every other day for, like, an hour, to check in on me because he's doing other stuff. I'm just the guy in the cage over here. He'll come back to me in a minute.
Oh, God.
And so he'd come by, he'd get the shots, he'd leave. Sometimes he'd have a note for the director over the phone. That would really piss me off. This is the note I got from the director, from Jimmy, when I'm receiving some cash. He said, Jimmy said, can you say to the camera how thankful you are that now you can pay back your student loans?
I need a minute. Holy fuck. I need a minute. What the fuck? What the fuck? That is not okay. Holy shit. I am so pissed. On behalf of this person I don't know, I actually want to commit arson. I want to commit arson in the name of a stranger. Jesus Christ. Oh. I'm gonna check the modding of Isaac icon shop or something. Just, oh god. Okay. Got 3 coins from that. Okay. Oh, this is not okay. Oh, hi, Preepy Undertale fan. Welcome to the stream. Oh, fuck. Mrbeast is a war criminal. He violated the Geneva Convention for 720 hours for a video that never even happened.
You know how hard it was to do a take of that?
I heard about this. Listen to this part. Listen to this part.
He said, Jimmy said, can you say to the camera how thankful you are that now you can pay back your student loans?
After 30 days of sleep deprivation, which is against the fucking Geneva Convention, Oh my god! Ugh! I want to commit arson on behalf of a stranger at this point. Oh my god. That is so fucked up.
You know how hard it was to do a take of that? And pretend to make it genuine?
I'll fucking say Jesus.
I don't want to have student loans. I don't want to beat a cage. But Jimmy's the guy with the money, and if you do what he says, he'll do what you want. You want your student loans paid off? You just be in this cage. And you have power over people. When one person doesn't have resources and the other one does, and they hold it over your head, and you go, of course, yeah, I agreed to it. I needed it, of course. And just something about like having the cameras on me all the time. Like I was not having a good time, but we were filming a video, so I was trying my best to be funny. You know, I'm a dark comic. You know, I got bits about. I had a very traumatic life. I have my dad is in jail for sexual assault of a minor. You know.
Oh!
So this kind of stuff is very near and dear to my heart. You know, I don't fuck around with this shit. Yeah, I have jokes about that in my act. You know, I joke about it because that's what you do in a traumatic experience. You know, abusive relationships. I get out of it. The first thing I do is I do a typing about it. You know, so I'm in this situation where my mental health is not good. My physical health is getting worse. But we're filming, so I'm doing bits. I'm talking to the camera, and I'm being, like, hey, it's been a couple days. I'm not doing so hot, which.
I'm not a psychiatrist. I don't have a degree in psychology by any means, but I can tell that this guy is like having flashbacks to this shit right now. This shit just straight up gave him PTSD. Holy shit.
If I'm filming a video, that's what I should be doing for the camera, but it was too real. If they're faking videos, why couldn't we fake this one?
Yeah! That didn't even occur to me. Like, they fake videos anyway. Why not this one? They tortured him for a month, depriving him of sleep and depriving him of sanity for a month. And they didn't even have to. They could have done the video without actually torturing this man. So they just tortured him for fun, I guess.
You know, if we're allowed to let these cast members have some time off of this difficult challenge, how come we couldn't turn the lights off? How come we couldn't maybe not have some time-lapse footage for 10 seconds?
Did you try to get out?
Yes! I was starting to calculate, I don't know if I can do 30. How much can I, how can I manage to get out of here sooner and still have a video and still have some cash and get the plug, man. I did. Since we're doing time-lapse shots and since they insisted on time-lapse shots, I said, all right, we're going to do time-lapse shots bet. I put my YouTube on with the whiteboard. And I was like, all right, yeah, go ahead and scrub that footage. You know, you got that whiteboard. Oh, no, either that goes in or this footage is unusable. And then, James Warren came in and erased it.
Oh my god, no!
Don't put that, hey, we can torture him. Don't you dare let him get a plug in there.
I'm gonna fucking kill someone. Twitch, YouTube, I am not actually going to kill someone. This is what is known as a joke. Please do not fuck me in the ass without my consent. Thank you. Oh my god.
Like, we were playing up the joke, it's like, I'm the boy in the cage, whatever. Like, I'll play into a joke, whatever, it's fine. It's just something weird about when Jimmy jokes. I have jokes about my dad because I love jokes with my dad. I'll joke with my dad all the time. That guy's a piece of shit. I hate my dad. I have friends that make fun of my dad. That's fine, because I know their intent. I know where they're coming from. When Jimmy joked with my dad, and I sometimes seem weird. I don't like it. we were doing that one of those hide and seek videos again. At the time they were a lot realer. So I got caught, and when you get caught, you go to the place where you get caught. And I don't know if there's footage of this. I don't know if I definitely didn't make the final cut. But he says to me, "All right, you're going to jail. Like your dad."
I need a fucking minute. my guy on the screen, I look like I'm smiling because of my guy on the screen. Not fucking smiling right now. I'm not smiling. Oh. I'm not even sure if we're gonna be able to make it through this reaction. Jesus. My eyes are starting to tear up. On behalf of this person that I don't know.
Like, it's a joke. But when my friends do it, it's fine. And Jimmy just wasn't my friend. He was my boss. And that wasn't cool. And so now, I'm locked in a cage at his whim. And I have to do things to get the cash I need to live.
Oh yeah, the bonus challenges. What the fuck else did he put you through? Aside from being in solitary confinement and having to deal with sleep deprivation for a fucking month. What else did he do to you?
And I got these cameras on me all the time. And I was unwell.
Yeah, I can fucking imagine.
I had editors coming up to me saying, "You good, bud?" And I was like, "Yeah, why?" "You're clearly unwell." And he goes, "Well, because the footage you're sending in is haunting. Because I'm trying to be funny, but I am mentally decaying, so I'm doing bits." Someone said there is a horror cut of a video in this. And I'm sitting like, who's watching this? Like, who wants to see this? What is fun about this, the video? And so the thing that made me I gotta get out. I can't do another day in a year. Jimmy comes in, and I'm asleep. I don't know what time it is. I don't know, it's like 2 or 3 or whatever. He's like, "Why is he sleeping?" "I don't know, because I can't sleep." And he comes in, he wakes me up.
Oh, of course he does. God fucking damn it.
And he goes, "Ask me why I have 2 briefcases." And I'm like, why do you have 2 briefcases? And he goes, "Oh, because this one's for today, and this one's for the challenge." And I go, "What's the challenge today?" He goes, You're gonna run a marathon."
Or what? This is worse than war crimes. This is just straight up torture at this point. Just for the hell of it. Let's listen to that again.
And I go, "What's the challenge today?" He goes, You're gonna run a marathon."
Forcing him to run a marathon after like 10 days of sleep deprivation is fucked up. What in the actual shit?
"You're gonna do the 22.6K, whatever it is. And you're gonna do it on that treadmill over there." The first challenge I did was a Rubik's Cube, and I'm dyslexic. I'm dumb. I don't know how to do a Rubik's Cube.
Oh god.
So your first challenge, Rubik's Cube. I was like, "Oh, I don't want to do it." I was like, "On camera, I don't want to do it." He goes, "Just do it for the thing, like kid, Like there was an element of, oh, Jake will do what we want because he's in house. That's one of the reasons why they got me. Jake's he's an inside guy, so he'll do whatever. We can push him a little extra hard because we know he's good. I couldn't say no to the treadmill thing. Yeah.
Oh, they just forced him. Okay.
So I people who run marathons train forever, and it's still hard. Again, writer. Do I look like I run? I don't run, let alone a marathon, let alone that training for it. So,
let alone, dealing with sleep deprivation for at least a week beforehand.
I was in a sunlightless,
Did you try to say no? Like, did you have a choice, or?
Based on the Rubik's Cube thing and based on all the other stuff, like they gotta there was so much pressure to just do it, just do the thing, you know. And if I refuse, it's just, oh, that's the whole video. I guess the budget's, so much money up in flames because Jake said he wouldn't want to do the thing. And so I wanted to be a good sport, and I wanted to get the boost, and I wanted the cash, and so I started running at 12. I was able to take some breaks, and
Oh, at least he was able to take some breaks from, running a fucking marathon after a week of sleep deprivation. Oh, that makes up for everything.
I asked him, how long do I have? He goes, until I get back.
Oh! That's fucked up.
And I'm running until 3 a.m.
I got off the treadmill.
Oh, the blisters I had on my feet were like, you wouldn't believe, just all over, just these big red. I couldn't walk. My muscles were like just the lactic acid. I got off the treadmill, and then the people that came in to like ice my feet, make sure I was good. Then that's when I was like, I'm done. I can't. I'm done. I'm done. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. And that's when I get psych in, and I talk to the psych about how I'm not well. And
Yeah.
like I said, there was a lot of good people over there that was saying, you got to pull him out.
And Jimmy just wasn't listening, huh?
Yeah, I had friends that did some freelance work, and they would tell me, they'd be like, yeah, everyone knows you over there, everybody loves you. They go, oh, Jake Weddle, love that guy. Shame what happened to him.
Oh!
Like I'm a ghost. And I asked him, I said, how much longer are you guys going to keep me in here? And the guy goes, realistically, like at least 7 more days? No. And they didn't let me leave right away either. They wanted to make sure, everything was fine. So I just, slept for a while. They turned the lights off.
Oh, fucking finally.
And they brought in all my friends, to make it.
Jesus.
They brought in all the people I liked. And Jimmy.
And Jimmy, of
And
course.
everybody was around me, making sure I was good, making sure I was okay. But Jimmy had his, he was sitting in the chair turned around like an evil villain. Swear to God. Everyone.
Fucking James Bond. Lex Luthor, that's
Lex
better.
Luthor over there. He turns around, he stands up. He does the exact same thing when he's pretending to have a human connection. You know when you're watching a video and he's like, oh, stop, you're gonna make me cry. And he touches his eye or whatever as if he's crying. He's just. I didn't have to pretend to do that shit. She says,
Yeah.
As if rehearsed by his lawyers. Yeah, your mental health's the most important thing.
Oh, now you care about his mental health after torturing him for a month. Yeah, sure.
Make sure you're okay. And the last thing we want you to do is. I can almost hear the word Sue come out of his mouth. The S. He just stopped right before it got out.
Oh, so he was just doing this to save his own ass legally. Of course.
I did not yet.
Oh, you didn't even get the money?
The 300K. What I got. He goes, think of it this way. At least you get to keep what you earned. You were in there for XYZ days. You did XYZ challenges, so you got, 100,000 some change, give or take. You know how much money I spent in taxes in 2021?
Oh, I think my leg is cramping. Oh, Jesus. Hold on, I need to walk around for a minute. Give me a second. Ugh. Alright, I'm back.
I spent $44,000 in taxes alone.
Oh! You lost almost half of that just from taxes. Oh, fucking course.
And now, I spent all that money on doing stand-up. I bought plane tickets to go do comedy festivals. You know, my family back home, I gave them a bunch of stuff that they needed. And haven't been back on a Beast set in any official capacity or unofficial capacity since then. And then they did the video with somebody else, and they worked out the kinks.
Oh, you mean they made it, seem less like a fucking Geneva Convention violation? So you didn't get the money. It was all for nothing. And then they did it to someone else. Oh my fucking god.
And then I'd still gotten some hot water, and I knew it would. And I've wanted to say a lot of this for a long, long, long time. And I feel good now. I just had to get that off there.
So I just want to hop in here and show some text that Jake sent me after this interview. This is July 29, 2021, a few days after he got out of solitary. How are you feeling after a few days? Better. I still couldn't sleep, even a few days out, but I almost have my sleep cycle back on track. My legs and joints are good, but the blisters on my feet still hurt to walk on. Medical advice I got was not to lance them and just let them go away with time. I'm mentally still in an uneasy place, but I've gotten back on better help. My therapist is a little concerned, but we are working on things. Reminder, this is not supposed to be a traumatic life event. This is supposed to be a Mrbeast video.
Yeah.
Hey, hope you're doing okay. Meg and I just wanted to check in on you. Hey, I'm good, and I appreciate that. I'm not exactly 100%. I feel like mentally I'm still recovering a bit, but back in therapy, and my therapist is concerned. Haha, but my legs and joints feel better, like I can walk, but my feet are still covered on those blisters, and those hurt to walk on. But I was told the best thing to do is stay off my feet and let them heal. I'm in rally with my family. Also, it'll be like a month before I get the money, and they aren't giving me all the money. They're giving me what I won up to that point in the game, which was also a slap in the face, but hey, I'm out, I'm alive. Therapist who knows and cares about you. The whole thing was so fucked, and honestly, fuck them for not giving you the money.
No, fuck them for having this idea in the first place, even thinking about doing this in the first place, let alone going through with it.
Meg and I are wishing you the best with your...
Honestly, fuck the money. Like, the fact that they even thought to do this to him in the first place is what's really fucked up.
recovery, and please feel free to reach out if you need anyone to talk to or need a place to crash in New York. Hope you're doing well, man. That video you uploaded is money. So good. I appreciate. I'm doing better physically. Mentally, I'm still kind of in a place. I still can't sleep. I've slept 5 hours in the past 3 days, marathon included. I don't know what's wrong with me. Lots of thinking, too much, one might say. Hope they're taking care of you where they can. I mean, I was kind of shocked they didn't pay me for the full 25, 30 days. They paid me what I made up to that point. Like, even when we have to pull the plug for my mental health, the mechanism of the game is still at play. I'm just happy to be out. I still can't walk well, but it hurts less.
Jesus fuck.
And like, I'm not famous enough to burn a bridge. So at the end of the day, I'm still Jimmy's bitch. Like, if I was Carl and he did that to me, I'd ruin him. And they want to do it again. That could be your leverage. If the guy breaks down also, 2 is better than 1. Yeah, right. I told them everything they did to me that they can't do again in order to make sure the other person doesn't break down as fast. But like, the way the video is meant to function is the problem. It's a bad idea, full stop. It sounds clickbaity, sounds right up Jimmy's alley, but it's morally unethical, like on every level. Off-camera breaks, lights off at night, visitation, take the marathon out. Marathon is a video in itself. You can't expect someone to exert themselves like that for 45 seconds of content. The challenges really made it feel dehumanizing, felt like a parody of Mrbeast. I felt like the homeless guy they could exploit. It felt like if Jeff Bezos had a GIMP.
If Jeff Bezos had a GIMP, that is an analogy I did not expect to hear. But it's a pretty fucking accurate one.
It felt like if Jeff Bezos had a GIMP. Part of me wants the footage burned, and part of me thinks that there's a great horror cut in there. LMAO, he was so fake when he came in and said he cared about my mental health. They must have programmed the care about mental health updates. He said, we also don't want you to, and I swear to our Lord and Savior, he stopped himself from saying sue.
Of course.
Also, as far as like, he could have said no, he could have left at any time. I want to show this segment from an internal document at Mrbeast called How to Succeed in Mrbeast Production. Specifically on page 19, there's a paragraph called No Does Not Mean No.
Oh, what? Ugh. Fucking incel head ass. No is just a yes that needs a little convincing. Fucking neckbeard looking incel. Fucking rapist. Fucking
Already insane because it's sort of, it seems to be co-opting the popular anti-rape slogan, which is a terrible look given the allegations that are going to be coming out very soon.
Oh no. What do you mean? What do you mean, Dogpack 404? What allegations?
It reads, when dealing with people outside Mrbeast Productions, never take no at face value. If we need a store to buy everything inside of, and you can call the local Dollar Tree, and the person that answers says, no, you can't film here, that literally doesn't mean shit. Talk to other employees and see if they are fans or if any have kids that are fans. Try talking to their boss's boss. Have me DM them on Twitter and try their social team. If all avenues are exhausted and you are left with a no, that doesn't mean don't try the other Dollar Trees because the manager of those could be huge fans and willing to bend the rules. Basically what I'm trying to convey is what we call pushing through no. Don't stop because one person told you no. Stop when all conceivable options are exhausted. This is one of many tools that when combined dramatically improve your probability of success when producing here. So yeah, this idea of like pushing through no's is a big component to working at Mrbeast. And the way that it manifests itself a lot of the time is like a director might tell a producer, hey, we need access to 30 acres of farmland by Tuesday or we lose $500,000. Now, if you're the producer, you obviously know that means get it done or you lose your job. So
yeah.
what can happen is like a producer's calling up farmers saying, hey, I need to use your land. And the farmer might be like, okay, but you know, I have animals, you can't be making really loud noises, no pyrotechnics, and you got to clean everything up. So the producer is sort of incentivized to lie and say, or maybe the producer doesn't even actually know the total contents of the video, right? Things changed last second. So they're very like, they're financially incentivized to be manipulative and sort of, they're put in positions where it's like, oh, it's either the producer's job or a civilian's job, like where it talks about, hey, maybe the manager would be willing to bend the rules. Well, you shouldn't really be pressuring civilians to bend the rules that could get them fired.
Oh, this is so fucked up.
Part 1, I had seen this Reddit post titled Mrbeast leaving trash behind and debris at film site in Ayden, North Carolina. Apparently he left a large boat in a pond as well as debris around the film site in the bottom of the pond weeks.
Rule 6, keep a good tune. Oh, fuck off.
Weeks after the agreed time frame. This actually rendered it unsafe for campers and almost delayed the camp's opening date multiple times due to not being able to get in contact with Mrbeast to get the stuff cleaned up out of the area. So I actually know that this is from a Mrbeast video called Protect the Yacht, Keep It, where at the end of that video, he actually says...
Wait, who's you subscribed? Oh, yes, Base Ludwig subscriber.
He actually says...
Base Ludwig fan.
We did ensure the lake was completely cleaned up after this video. For the love of God, subscribe so we can pass T-Series.
Yeah, so he says at the end of the video that they made sure it was cleaned up. I was actually on site for part of this production. I was at this camp. So I decided to send an email out to the camp, basically saying, hey, I heard these rumors. I'm investigating similar incidents. And the camp responded, actually not denying the claims, going on to say, I am sure that there are no perfect film productions, just as there are no perfect people. I am grateful for the opportunity that we had to...
Thank you for the follow, XRTX1. When did you join? Account created June 1st, 2021, so hopefully not a commission scammer.
the production crew, and because grace, or forgiveness, has been offered to me so freely, I will choose to offer the same. So clearly alluding to the fact that there was a wrongdoing by Mrbeast production team. And that's like sort of the thing is, if you're around Greenville, you know these stories of people working with
XRTX1, what the fuck are you talking about? What do you mean dolphins did the nasty with a penguin? The Dolphin Society says the dolphin was dry. What? Shadow, what the fuck are you talking about?
Mrbeast and it being extremely unprofessional, them not doing what they say, but they sort of get by a lot on their good public image. And like, I mean, this camp offered to host them completely for free. And I guarantee, like, if you went to the lake at the camp and you went magnet fishing, like, you'd find all sorts of debris that's still there to this day. Like, they didn't clean it all up. So in the case of Jake Weddle, like, I'm sure that there were producers who were in a position of, hey, if Jake gets out early, we don't have a video, and your job is at risk. So there's a tremendous amount of pressure on top of like him being delirious from not sleeping and everything to just manipulate him into staying. Which, you know, I'm sure this isn't like technically against the Geneva Convention on torture because he wasn't technically a prisoner. Like he could have left at any time, but because of the extreme pressure to stay in, it's not really a reasonable expectation that he could have just, you know, walked out.
Because of the implication.
I think Jimmy is a awkward kid who maybe had it a little rough growing.
Mrbeast extremely different now. I think he was always like this. He just fucked up and, you know, did a bad job at hiding it.
Up, I can't speak on that, but I do have empathy for it because I had it rough growing up, and I think when you're hyper fixated on something, like I love stand-up, he loves YouTube, everyone fixates on a thing, I think he just wanted to be the best YouTuber so bad, and because the industry's metrics rewarded some not great behavior, if you're just going on autopilot based on what the numbers say, you can do some things that maybe aren't good but reap reward. And I think Jimmy just did what the industry and maybe what this system that we have set up demanded. And he didn't care who got hurt. And
yeah,
I think Jimmy surrounded himself with really, really not so great people.
Chris.
And those people were the ones making the decisions. And I want to say, really important, there are so many good people that work at Mrbeast who are damn good at their jobs. Like, when Jimmy comes in and asks for something impossible, it's these people's jobs to do it. And they shouldn't be able to make it happen, and they do.
Penguins and dolphins, specifically, frightful. I wonder what happened to those penguins and dolphins. Penguins and dolphins, specifically, are, it's really ironic that you chose those two animals, specifically, because they are the two species on the planet with the most fucked up mating habits. You know how dolphins form gangs, kidnap females, rape them, beat them into submission with their tails, stuff like that. They commit infanticide so that they can fuck the mother. And then penguins, they participate in pedophilia, necrophilia, incest. They fuck the crippled females. And the ground. Yeah, those two animals are fucked up. Okay, almost as fucked up as Jimmy. Nice little segue back into the reaction. Yeah, the ground thing is surprisingly the most tame of them. In terms of penguins.
I don't think people wanted to talk about
in terms of
that
either of them, actually.
I didn't want my friends to lose their jobs. I don't care about my fucking job. I'll die in a hole. I don't care. But I don't want my friends to lose their jobs. You know?
Jimmy is an animal. Yep.
I don't want anyone's reputation to be fucked. You know? But let's just go back to my dad for a second, if I may. My dad was like a swim coach, your neighborhood swim team. Everybody loved him. Everybody loved him.
2042, we get a documentary. He really is a beast.
Behind closed doors, he's a real piece of shit. And so, when stuff starts hitting the fan, what?
Does that shirt say www.poop.org? Hold on. I just noticed that. Give me a second. Hold on. Aw, damn it! The website isn't real! Aw, fuck. It's not real. I forgot your opera sounds are Deltarune sounds, yeah. It's not real, god damn it!
It's him? No. Surely. And then, everyone, thought my mom was the bitch, for not, the day the news broke, that he did what he did to one of the students of the team. And it's like when that comes out, you're not surprised, you just go. When I saw my dad in the news, I said, "Oh, you idiots!" Like I was like, "No, what?" I was, "Oh, dumbass, god damn it!" But I wasn't surprised, and it was just consequences happening to somebody who was really good at avoiding them for a long time. And I don't know, everybody loves Jimmy. And behind closed doors, he is...
Rip Cyberweaver's FBI agent's eyes. It's actually the NSA, I think. I think that's what it's called. The FBI gonna be so confused when they see Cyber's history. It sucks that it's not a real website. One of the first Google, autocomplete results, though, was poop.org shirt, so...
Not super great. And that image is... cultivated purposefully and intentionally, and it's branding, it's marketing, it's YouTube.
Okay, so I guess, just one final question on
Sure.
a serious note. Obviously, the Ava Chris Tyson drama, and, that's a known issue of traditional media. Did you witness or hear about any sexual misconduct at the company?
It's crazy. I probably hung out with Ava the most out of the main cast, just because I was on Beast Hacks, now Beast Reacts. I don't know if it's still out. That was a lot of fun because it was just being silly and goofy in front of the camera. And Ava was the only person who was willing to film. Everybody else was too busy or didn't want to, and I was just trying to do my job. Sometimes there'd be an offhanded joke that's a little gross. I mean, I'm a stand-up, so I'm very desensitized to that. I didn't hear anything that was like, whoa, that's crazy. When I saw, the reason I messaged you instead of talking to reporters sweetly like I have been was when I saw the Discord stuff because when I got there, it was 2019. So I guess if the timelines add up, that would have been handled, for lack of a better term. And then they started bringing more people on. Maybe they thought they had that under the rug. All right, we handled that. Now let's bring in some writers. And when I saw it, all that stuff start coming out, and the potentiality as of this moment of recording. I know this has been happening fast and stuff has been coming out so fast. Just the potential that Jimmy could have been in those Discord chats. Or even the potential that he participated in those Discord chats. After the shit he did to me, if you're gonna make fun of my dad, I don't care what happens to me and my career and reputation after this. I had to say some stuff. So whatever happens at this point.
Outside of Chris Tyson, did you notice any or hear about any sexual misconduct at the company?
I've heard rumors. I can't confirm or deny anything. I don't have any tangible evidence, but I've heard stuff that if it could be investigated, that'd be great. But it's like water cooler talk. But I've heard things, yes, of course. I heard, people have been let go for sexually assaulting some very young people. The idea that Jimmy didn't know, or that Jimmy was covering stuff up. He didn't want stuff to come out. He's very careful about his image. The tangible proof that he knew but covered it up. How do you prove that, Well, there was a known sex offender, registered sex offender, convicted sex offender.
Okay, to anyone else who watched the original video, was this censored for you too? Or did they have to, go back and censor this part? The information.
On the registry and everything. Who worked there. And you can, someone pees in public, you're on the registry, you get it. You can still have a job after you're on that's one thing. You go to prison, you get rehabilitated, that's one thing. If you do your time, that's fine. I think there should be rehabilitation in this country. But that guy, from what I hear, I can't confirm or deny, from what I hear, he's on the registry for doing some not great stuff to some underage people.
Oh, of course. Of fucking course.
And then
Oh! What the fuck? The victim was less than 12 years old. Jesus fucking Christ.
And they knew that. He's working at a channel that has underage people on and around and is targeted to underage people. And they covered up the fact that not only did he work there, but he was the manager when it all started.
Oh, fuck!
And that he knew, and because he'll be in videos, he'll be in thumbnails.
Did they put a mask on him to hide his identity? Did they seriously?
He'll be around, and whenever he is, he's wearing a mask. Why would you wear a mask? Why would you conceal your face? It's what are you concealing? That you are a registered sex offender, and that your face can be looked up on a thing? How much more can you literally cover up a sex offender with a physical mask? Do I have to? Is it more on the nose, or? I don't know why they let him go, because there's rumors back and forth, so I don't know why they let him go, but he did leave at one point. Even if that guy didn't do anything, they still knew about it and he was still around. And what if he's one of the people in the Discord servers? What if he's not? I don't know. But when I was there, they called him Delaware.
Why?
It's why do you call him Delaware? I didn't know. Apparently they called him Delaware because he's not allowed to go back to Delaware.
Oh! Of fucking course! Hold on, I need to go scream into a pillow or something. I'll be... Fucking Golden Freddy. I just sounded like Golden Freddy for a second. No big deal.
That's his nickname? Colloquially? Yeah, it's Delaware. Don't ask him why, The fuck? Did you know about it? The likelihood that he didn't know is astronomically low.
Okay, so
It's like the fucking Randy Feltface noise, the oh!
finally I have a recorded phone conversation.
Just like, land of free, but freedom ain't free, and can't put a price on freedom. Oh!
The person on the other end of this line is a different former Mr. Beast employee. talking about Delaware. Also, apparently before this phone conversation got recorded, the person on the other end of the line said that the Mrbeast team was actually trying to expunge Delaware's record off the registry, and that's what actually like sparked this person to start recording.
Can we get some alien emojis in the chat right now? Hold on. Hold on. There's something I must do. The name's Bill Cipher. I take it you're some sort of living ventriloquist dummy? Nah, just kidding. I know who you are, Delaware.
Talk to us anymore because they're scared of Jimmy. And if you really don't do anything in the affidavit or testimonials from people, you have to move very quickly because one of those people are going to go back and say Jimmy.
Okay, so Reed is Mrbeast's former manager who was in the last video telling Jimmy, hey, don't promote gambling to children. So, I think Reed's taken 2 W's this month. Don't promote gambling to children and don't have offenders on payroll. Also, yeah, just from where I'm sitting, it seems extremely unlikely that Jimmy wouldn't know, but I know I'm sure that's the defense he'll go with, so I'll just say preemptively, if somehow Jimmy didn't know about Delaware, I think it's still such an extreme level of negligence. Like, what, you're not doing background checks, everyone at your company knows, but somehow you don't know. I think that needs more of an explanation than just saying, I didn't know. Well, how didn't you know? How did this person get into the company and a company that makes content for children and is around children? So yeah, Jimmy, I think we need an explanation from you or your lawyers and PR people and representatives and spokespersons and on how you could have not known that there was an offender at a high level in your company. And while you're responding to that, why not just respond to the allegations of rigging contest videos and selling fake signatures, running illegal lotteries, the dangerous conditions on the set of Beast games, you should address those too. So yeah, just let us know. Okay, that was my interview with former Mrbeast employee Jake Weddle. I know he will be coming out with a longer cut of this interview as well as other content. So I just wanted to shout him out. Jake Weddle, top link in the description.
I've waited a long time to talk about a lot of this publicly, so thank you for doing what you're doing.
Why did it zoom in on the glass of water? That water is a suspect? Okay, no, let's say bye to YouTube for this video. Bye, YouTube. And then we're gonna play, yes, that is Bo Burnham. Then we're gonna, what do you want to do next? Want to play some, Inscription? Some, maybe Pokemon? Mario Kart? Mario Party? B3313?